It's the internet. You're busy. Let's do this. Welcome to the Game Mess Decides podcast. This is the podcast where we decide everything about the world of video games so you never have to think for yourself. I'm your host, Jeff Grubb, and with me is
Mike Minotti.
Today's episode, Nintendo's Direct, is happening. Super Mario Galaxy movie websites registered by Nintendo, and the Mount Rushmore of video game bugs, insects, not glitches. We'll get into all of that. But first, Mike, how you doing?
Good. What's on your eye? What's under your right eye? Flick it off.
I don't know. What you tell me.
Get it. You got it? Let me see. You got it.
I got it? Okay, cool. It was probably a bug. It was probably, I was outside. I was spraying the house for insects, and they're probably fighting back at me.
Maybe it's a little linty lint or something. Yeah. I mean, I also had to look at the YouTube thing. Your Discord video just says starting soon in the Persona 4 font.
Fix that. There you go.
That's all good. I'm fine. I had some RBs. I am drinking a pumpkin spice ale from Market Garden. We were at Market Garden the other day, and down in the Cleveland's West Side / Ohio City area, maybe my favorite part of Cleveland.
Yeah, I was enjoying it quite a bit. I was like looking at that Market Garden. I'm like, oh, we should hang out here sometime. Like we were right by it. We didn't actually go into Market Garden. I'm like, next time we'll do that. Yeah,
well, we went into their they have a brew pub, and we went into just like their other location thing. Remember we had that one beer there?
That's right. Okay, right. Yeah. God, that's right. They have that other location. And that was
another smaller bar just by their actual brewery, which is just a block away from the brew pubs.
Right. Then we didn't go to the one that had the full kitchen and the patio and all that stuff. That looked really fun. Right. I want to hang out there sometime.
I haven't taken you there yet. Well, there's always something new and exciting to do in Cleveland.
That's what they say. That's what the song about Cleveland says, specifically that, not just the two buildings. But yeah, Mike, I'm doing pretty good. I just beat the last judge. The thing about these bosses in Silksong is they're really hard until they're incredibly easy. By the time you beat them, it's like, oh, these patterns are actually super simple, but it's quite an arc to get there. It's all
about installing them, right? You gotta get them downloaded, and then you're good to go.
And then made them obey. I installed myself on them. It was a good fight though, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready for Act 2. I'm ready to just keep going with this game. So that's pretty good. But that's mostly what I've been doing when I've had some free time is some Silksong. Yeah.
Christian's very mad I said install instead of download by accident.
Yeah, I mean, I was letting it go. I get it. You make mistakes sometimes.
Sometimes. Look, that's the worst mistake I make today. All right?
This could stay on the chat. I don't know why you brought it out.
Come on, you think you can get away with criticizing me?
He's calling you out for calling him out, all right?
That's right, yeah. I did like that boss a lot. It was, a very good Act 1 boss. It was definitely the hardest one I did up to that point. That was one of the run backs that I did find a little annoying, just because I was dying. I was dying a lot to that boss, which is fine, but I was like, oh god, I gotta go through this thing again.
Every 3 to 4 run backs, I would take a hit because I was so impatient, for sure. And it was like,
exactly.
I think I know how to do this run so I don't take a hit, but sometimes, it's my fault, certainly, but sometimes I'll get a little impatient and maybe not do the downward diagonal pogo quite right at the right time, and get punished for it. I'm like, well, at this point, I just have to go in this fight anyhow, because I'm not going to go back and re-heal, whatever. I'm down a pip. I'll live.
I am just using the Hollow Knight 1 crest, and part of me kind of feels like a bit of a, not loser, but I feel like I'm being like, I'm not in the spirit of Silksong, but just being like, it gave me this new moveset. I'm like, haha, this is great. I like this. It's really interesting. Then there's like, now you can play it like Hollow Knight 1. And I'm like, I'll take that.
It doesn't even have a new hat. Yeah, I get it. Like, I mean, there's a reason it's in there. Is that like, tell me which one that is, because like I didn't play much Hollow Knight. I'm like, so is that the one where it's like at the downward pogo? I have the downward swipe, I think. I don't know if I have the downward.
That's like the really slow mechanical, like the second one you got. That it was the third one I got. Still the third one I got. Gosh, I don't know if it's a spoiler if I tell people where to get it.
Yeah, you don't have to do that, but yeah.
I guess I don't have to do that. But yeah, it was the third one I got. I don't think it's not that first one. There's another one you get with a downward poke, but it's a very slow kind of deliberate one. This is that very fast, and this is the one where you can just really kind of hop on people.
I don't have
kind
that.
Of over and
I do not
over,
have this. Yeah,
I'll tell you how to get it.
Okay,
offline.
I'll take that. Yeah, I would love that. I'm in the Act 2 area, but I'm imagining it's pretty easy to go back to Act 1 area.
It's pretty easy to go to where you need to go to get this thing. So.
Okay. All right, cool.
Yeah, that's all right.
The game's been great. We can talk more about it in a little bit. But first, thank you everybody for joining us. Give us a good rating wherever you are listening and hit that like button on YouTube, please. It helps people find the show. If you want to ask a question, you could drop a super chat during the program here on YouTube. We'll get to all of those before we're done. Thank you to Carlos Ian, who is Insane in the Rain Music on YouTube for the use of our theme songs. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and wherever pods are caught. Thank you to the mods. Thank you to Christian for producing. And you can get more from Mike and me and support us by going to patreon.com/GameMess. That's patreon.com/GameMess. Gets you access to our Discord server, participation in Q&A sessions, and our game club discussions, early access to new episodes of shows like Columbros, and of course, all of our shows ad-free. Friendly reminder, you can also become a supporter by becoming a YouTube member. Hit the join button here, or a Twitch subscriber on Christian's, mine, Mike's, any of those channels are there. You use your Amazon Prime thing, you can get all that same stuff. Thank you, everybody who has joined and helped out and supported us. And I definitely continue to get the sense everyone just wants us to do cool stuff and be able to keep doing these podcasts. And it really, really shows, and it really helps when we see that support. All right, Mike, you ready to get into it?
Yes, sir.
Hey, let's see. 12 hours from now, you and I will be seeing what Nintendo has in their next Direct. The big Direct, it sounds like 60 minutes, one of the longest Directs they've ever had, and especially one of the longest if you don't count any of the ones where they debuted a console. We've talked about it 12 times before we knew it was happening. Now that we do know it's happening, we've talked about it a lot. This is going to be our last chance before it's like we're sitting down to watch this thing. What are you feeling?
I'm very excited, really, because, we're almost certainly going to hear something about Metroid Prime 4, which is absolutely my most anticipated game for the rest of the year, for the foreseeable future. If we don't get Metroid Prime 2 and 3 here, at least I will know for sure, okay, gonna go play those another way now. That's fine. I waited as long as I could so I can set myself up there. There's, a lot of the other current slates is not necessarily stuff I'm super excited about. Like Hyrule Warriors, like Splatoon Raiders, or like a little bit for Pokemon Legends, even though they're I liked Arceus, but I still have some general Pokemon fatigue in my life still. So I am also just excited to see what is going to be new. What are some of the 2026 games we're going to hear about for the first time here? Is Animal Crossing the big game next year? Are we going to hear about that right now? Maybe get a couple of other fun surprises.
Yeah, I'm setting my hopes and expectations pretty high. That if I get disappointed, oh well, I'll be fine. I'm a grown man. But if we get all that cool stuff, boy, that will be exciting too. It'd be like, it lived up to my expectations. It surpassed them. That's a good feeling as well. And I think them kind of lining it up for the Mario anniversary, they could do some fun stuff with that. I don't need all my dreams to come true with the Mario stuff. If they have something cute and interesting and out of left field, I'll be cool. If they have if Mario Sluggers, if a sports game happened, that would be cool. I would take any of that. Really, just give me that Metroid Prime 4 release date. Give me some fun stuff for the Mario things. And then, I guess, let's see what all this third-party support looks like. And then, it's about those 2026 games. That would really, knock this one out of the park in terms of being a very good Direct. If they do show Animal Crossing, and then if we, Tomodachi Life is, a January game. That would be very cool. I'd be, pretty excited about that. So, there's a few other things happening here. Kirby Planet Robobot, Nate Drake on Reset Era was talking about it. And he's like, that is something that's probably still happening, but also he won't be surprised. He seems to maybe insinuate that this game got moved from this year to 2026 because of Air Riders. I could believe that, but also when has a Kirby game ever stopped them from releasing another Kirby game?
Yeah, but we did already get basically two in a relatively short period of time there, right? We got this expansion for Forgotten Land Kirby and the Forgotten Land Switch 2 Edition plus Star Cross Worlds. So we had that, and we're getting Kirby Air Riders. So spread it out a little bit. Planet Robobot is just one that can come out whenever. So that makes a ton of sense. But there are still other things. Hades 2, is this where 1.0 of that is going to get announced? Is it coming out soon? Do they want to give some breathing room to Silksong? Even the biggest indie seem a little scared. I think I just saw before we went live that Slay the Spire 2 is delayed till next year. And I don't know if that's because of Silksong. I guess I doubt that. But you know,
I mean, but if you're delayed, if you have a game and you're working on it and you think you would like a delay, delaying your game and saying anything about Silksong is a good strategic move. It will get you a little bit of extra attention. And I think you're right that just generally everyone's looking around. It's like a little spooked of this game. And I guess rightfully so. So many people are playing it. So yeah, I mean, what do you think that means for like a Hades 2 Shadow Drop or whatever?
Shadow Drop, like they could do it. It'd be a bit wild to me. I know that I personally would appreciate another couple of weeks, but even then, it's like, boy, in a couple of weeks, I'm kind of planning to play Final Fantasy Tactics. I'm like, what are you guys doing in December? Hades 2? I think I got some time for you there. I'll make time for you. I love you a lot, right? It's like your favorite uncle stops into town, just shows up. Like,
right.
Well, you're kind of putting me out, but come on in. Sure.
Exactly. Some small other things. You know, Andy Robinson did tease he's in a Mario mood this week. I think we can just surmise Mario stuff's happening because of the anniversary date that this direct is happening on. But also, Nintendo was caught. They were found to be registering the domain names for the next Super Mario Brothers movie. Mike, have you seen what the name is?
Yeah, it's Super Mario Galaxy, not World.
Not World. And real quick, this lines up with, I think Switchforce or someone who's doing the leaking was saying, not World, Galaxy. And everyone's like, oh, that means they're not going to do something with Super Mario World, the game. They're going to have Super Mario Galaxy 2. And I was like, I wonder if that's the movie. And here we are. Seems like that's the movie. What do you think that means?
My first thought was, why not just save that for the third one? Why not do World, make it all Yoshi focused? But then I thought about Sonic and how I was like, yeah, Sonic 2, that's the Tails one. Then they're also like, guess what? It's the Knuckles one also. I'm like, why aren't you just saving that for 3? Then everybody liked it, right? Yeah. So it was fine. So yeah, I could see them doing that, especially since so much of the conceit of that first Mario movie was like, there's all these different worlds, right? It's like a whole, I think she even uses words, whole galaxy of places out there. We had the Luma. You know, it is that point now we're just doing that last week, but now Yoshi's here. Maybe not enough, but Yoshi's here. Rosalina is here as well. Sure. I'm not completely discounting this is a red herring of some kind, that there's some other reason this is being trademarked in that movie is still Super Mario World. But yeah, they could just be skipping right to Galaxy. Why not?
Why not? The thing there's like, you're right. I'm like, well, you're skipping so much of the Mario lore. And then I hear myself and it's like, okay, they can do this in whatever order they want. And they probably want to get as much fun Mario stuff as they can into these movies so they can play around with them in a third movie or whatever. I guess, maybe this is something we could do after, if we do indeed get Mario Galaxy movie details tomorrow, maybe the next time we're together for a podcast, based on what we see in a teaser or still images or whatever, maybe we can do a over under for the likelihood that a character like Wario shows up in the movie, and we can go through a bunch of characters and see how you're feeling about that. Yeah,
gosh, this is because we had back when you were like, they're gonna make a Mario movie. Do you think Cranky Kong's gonna be in it? I'd be like, what are you talking about? Of course not. But yeah, these things can happen apparently. Plus, maybe there's more to do with Galaxy than just World, which aside from, you got Yoshi, you got the Koopa kids. I don't know if they're going to do the Koopa kids in one of these, but it's not like there's not actually too much else you can pull from just Super Mario World, right? I mean, they go to an island in that thing. I don't think they're going to make a smaller scale movie where the Mario brothers go on a vacation and Peach is kidnapped and got to go get her. Right? Mm-hmm. That's the plot of Super Mario World.
All right, let's stick with some Nintendo stuff. Video game IP lawyer says Nintendo's latest Pokemon patents should not have happened, full stop. Another, former Nintendo lawyer was like, can't believe they got these. That's weird. Maybe unenforceable, but good luck to you. Yeah. As always, these patents, if they have them, how enforceable they are almost doesn't matter as much as, do people get scared when Nintendo's lawyers show up and say, we have a patent for that thing, give us money and stop doing it. And of course, everyone would be terrified of that.
Yeah, I just can't, it's one thing for Nintendo to do these things. I just can't imagine the reaction if they actually just go out and try to litigate this.
They're not going to do it against like Konami, right? They're not going to do it against
Square Enix and Summoning and Final Fantasy, right?
Right.
But
They're
like,
not going to do that.
You know, there's like that indie game that's like volleyball but with Pokemon, which is complete like a good idea, right? Are they gonna like be shitty about that?
I mean, it's probably just about like a game like Pal World and Pocket Pair, but so what? They shouldn't be able to do that against that game either. Yeah, sure. That game flew too close to the sun. I know there's always division. I like mentioned somewhere like you know, I think I mentioned it and then Sean made it a short, and I was seeing the comments in the short when I said, you know, it has very similar art. They kind of ripped off Pokemon. I don't think that's controversial. I think that's accurate, but some people still disagree. Whatever. We can have that debate. Well, that's fine. But even if they did wholesale rip off Nintendo's Pokemon characters, Nintendo using patents to fight against that is uncool. It is not that it's just going to lock down gaming more, make everyone's games worse because it will have that chilling effect that we talked about before when we discussed this. And I appreciate these lawyers coming out and saying like this is absurd. It's like good to like have that bullshit just called out by people who are experts in this field. And yet I don't think it will deter Nintendo from pulling these things out when they need them. And then even before they, you know, pull out the patent and show it to anybody, a studio, a developer, their lawyer could say, why would we even risk it? Nintendo has a patent that's somewhat close to this. Let's just not make a game that way. And that fucking sucks.
Yeah, and maybe that's what they're hoping for is a deterrence. But yeah, and that's still, yeah, like I said, that still fucking sucks. It's kind of weird. Yep. It's not just kind of weird. It's weird. It's weird behavior. Nintendo, you're doing just fine.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yep. Sega reportedly called the police after mistakenly scrapping Nintendo dev kits. They apparently were moving offices from one place to another in the UK, the head of Sega of Europe. And they apparently they developed a lot of games there because they had dev kits from like the DS, the Game Boy Advance, the 2DS, the 3DS, the Wii U, the Wii, like just a whole litany of Nintendo dev kits, as well as a bunch of prototype games like Sonic Chronicles, The Dark Brotherhood, and a bunch of other stuff like that. And this guy found it basically at a scrapyard, or someone dropped it off at a scrapyard, and he met him there. He spent like £10,000 on all of this stuff, and he was going to collect it, and he was going to catalog it and keep it and preserve it. And then all of a sudden, like 10 days later, cops, the City of London police, showed up at his door, said that he was money laundering and was under arrest, and they took all his stuff. And it sounds like, according to this guy, that he believes Sega suddenly realized what they had done, and instead of like coming and asking for the things back or paying them the fair money and taking the things back into their possession, got the cops involved because they made a mistake and accidentally put these things in the garbage bin. If I'm at Sega, or if I'm a Sega person, like I get that behavior because you don't want to do wrong by Nintendo, and Nintendo probably takes these things very seriously. And at the same time, it's a Wii U development kit. What the fuck are we talking about? Who cares?
Right. Yeah, it's just wild. I mean, that's completely on Sega. It's a very sloppy house they were running there to make this kind of mistake. It certainly isn't this sellers or buyers a problem who got it from some scrapyard truck. Right, good on them. God, that sucks. I assume they don't get like reimbursed for the like $13,000 they spent on this.
It's even crazier because like the cops seem to be running errands for Sega on this a little bit. They like went to his house after they let him go, didn't give him the stuff back, but tried to get him to sign. To my understanding, I'm not getting this exactly right. I couldn't fully understand. I'm no lawyer, despite being in a lot of calls that make me feel like one. It was like he was supposed to sign some letter that would say he like gave these things back willingly, and like I mean, he's like, I'm not signing that. I'm not doing that.
Like, that's not true.
Yeah, it's not true, and they still have not given him back that stuff. So that just kind of stinks overall.
Everyone, at some point in your life, somebody's going to want you to sign something, and they're going to make it feel like something that you have to do or really should do.
Always take
you should be doubtful of that.
Yep, absolutely. Last thing written here is Borderlands 4 talk. This game, I'm going to check the Open Critic again. It's mixed on Steam right now. Sounds like there are a lot of tech problems. Like it came in hot. That was the sense we were getting behind the scenes, based on nothing other than maybe communications with PR. Where it's like, hey, can we get a code? Not like, nothing more than that. That's us just inferring stuff based on them, but like, And usually when it's like that, there's something going on. It seems like maybe that's what happened here. So those mixed reviews, almost 3,000 reviews on Steam, tend to touch on stuff like terrible optimization, Unreal Engine 5 issues,
People
stuttering.
call out Unreal Engine 5 specifically, like
A lot.
that is just whether that is like the actual problem or not. Boy, is it becoming a talking point.
Yep. And meanwhile, an 85 on OpenCritic, like kind of a fair bit higher than I thought it would be. That is a pretty good review score to get. GameSpot gave it a 7. IGN gave it an 8. I'm trying to see here, but like DualShockers gave it a 9, and Shack News gave it a 9. People seem to be liking it. The overall sort of consensus seems to be that this is both, at the same time, it's more Borderlands and also kind of the direct opposite response to Borderlands 3. Like they took the criticisms for that and kind of went in the exact opposite direction. What does that mean? I'm actually still struggling to see for myself, but we're going to play it tomorrow. We'll see then, I guess. Yeah,
I do just find this kind of coming out to this, rough performance, and apparently the game is just super heavy. I'm inclined to believe it's not entirely Unreal Engine 5's fault. We've had RE Engine, Capcom, same thing with like some games coming nice and other games are just clearly too heavy. Part of me is like, do we need to have a conference here and tell everybody, hey, spec your games down a bit, maybe? Like, I get it. A lot. You guys are always pushing things. We get that. We don't actually care anymore. In fact, of all the problems people have with Borderlands 3, I think its graphics weren't really one of them. We could have just made the game look kind of like that, but slightly better, and it would have been fine. Like, why does Borderlands 4 have to be some super heavy, like making your 5080 melt kind of game? It's all so bizarre and kind of frustrating. How do they not know better?
Can you remind me of what the structure of like early Borderlands games were? I played Borderlands 1. I played a lot of it. I beat it. Sure. Didn't play any Borderlands since then. Were they ever, like, in my memory, that game was open world, but it wasn't, was it?
It was kind of open world. Like,
kind of.
You got out. Let's call it open zone, actually.
I'll take open zone. Okay.
It's open zone. You kind of go out. You go to like your first town. You get quests. You kind of walk around a relatively open area. You can even get vehicles to drive around to that. And then that large area was connected from like by loading zones to other largest areas. There's a lot of fast loading stuff like that. That's been the structure of these games.
Okay, so I was like reading some of the reviews, and people made it sound like it's more open world than it's ever been before.
That makes sense.
And it makes sense, and also makes sense. Unreal Engine 5 does continue to struggle with open world. So any game that has enough going on and is also open world, Unreal Engine 5's like streaming in of assets just seems to stutter. But it's not just that. Of course, it's never just the tools.
I know Tim Sweet like already kind of came out and was like, this isn't really our fault, blah, blah, blah. Do you think they kind of have to get like some PR ahead of this whole anti-Unreal Engine sentiment ahead of this a little bit more? You think they don't really care? Like, what are people going to do? Do they fast track an Unreal Engine 6 just to get the vibes back? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, right? Because it's it definitely seems like they've reached the point of, well, what else are you going to do? Where else are you going to go? You're going to make your own engine? Good luck with that. Yeah. And some people will. So I always like to continue to point out Bandai Namco, I guess, is making an engine for their anime fighting over-the-shoulder games or whatever they are, the arena fighters. Yeah, and sure, that makes sense, but that's,
We're going to use Godot?
Yeah.
People just switch into another...
Right, yes. Like, there are other things out there, and none of them seem to serve these big studios the way Unreal Engine does. So are they going to feel any pressure to make changes? I doubt it, actually. So, but you're not wrong that the PR is bad, and maybe it is a PR thing rather than actually making improvements to their engine. I don't know, but you're right. The Unreal Engine 5 has gained a reputation, and that will be to the detriment of maybe the games more than the engine itself, because, again, what else are people going to use?
I just remember that this game is on Switch too, also.
Yeah,
I was very curious what that looks like.
Very, very curious about that one. I, definitely keep thinking if you get a year from now and you start a game, how are you not just making it for the Switch 2 first? I know that, like, if you make, because let's see how Outlaws does. If Outlaws gets rewarded just for being a good port, because it's not a game that like a lot of people are excited about. It does have mixed and middling reviews from a lot of places, And yet there does seem to be quite a bit of people going, that's Switch 2 version. And it's just because it's a really good port and people seemingly want to reward that. If that's the case, if you become the publisher, if you're Ubisoft and your whole shtick for the next 3 years is we're the publisher that makes good Switch 2 ports, Assassin's Creed Shadows running good on Switch 2, people will I think will be like, hey, I feel much better about Ubisoft these days just because of that.
Right. And, Outlaws is a game that seems like it really shouldn't have had much going for it. People, a lot of people weren't super hot on that game initially. It had a lot of bad buzz. People are kind of low over Star Wars. There's anti-Ubisoft sentiment. The game came out the same day as freaking Silksong. And if that manages to do well anyway, just because people like the porting job so much, maybe people will take notice.
Yep. It's worth kind of keeping an eye on that and see what's going to happen. I am clicking on the best sellers here on the eShop. Can I confine it to Switch 2? It's okay.
You would assume Borderlands 4 is there, but maybe not above Silksong.
It's Silksong, No Man's Sky, Bonanza, and then Star Wars Outlaws Gold Edition for $60. Number 4.
I mean, where's Borderlands?
Borderlands 4 is I'm not seeing it on here yet. But who knows?
Okay.
Who knows how frequently this updates?
By day, yeah.
Okay. It could be a whole day before that happens. Okay. All right. That does it for the big things I wanted to talk about, Mike. We are getting plenty of super chats, so let's take a break. We'll come back and we'll get to those. Sound good?
Yeah.
All right. We'll be right back, everybody. Hey, all right. We are back. It's Game Mess Decides. We have some super chats. Mike, hit it.
Yeah, first off, chat pointed out, I actually didn't know this. Borderlands 4 does not come out for the Switch 2 until October.
I think what happened is it was we'll have the Switch 2 version later, and then they announced it not long after that, and it was way sooner than anyone was expecting. They're like, oh, it's going to just be a month later. So I always was just like, oh, that's so soon. It might as well be the same time, and I forgot as well. So cool. We'll see then.
All right, Taco Belmont says, are there any game engines you wish got more widespread usage? I would have loved to see Konami let developers go wild with the Fox engine. Yeah, I mean, that seems like a good engine, right? That game seemed to run really well and looked good. But again, I am I want to be so skeptical that the engine isn't just tools, but maybe the tools are bad. Because there is something weird about Unreal Engine 5 games, but there are Unreal Engine 5 games that look good too. I definitely think the bigger issue is people maybe just not speccing correctly, maybe being too ambitious, or just, I don't know, not being smart with their designs, thinking that they are in an era where we have the power to do anything we want to, and we actually don't.
Yep, yeah, I think it's, they are just tools at the end, but they are tools that, like a lot of the people who use them, don't know how to adjust, right? They're used by tons of developers who kind of have to just go in there and figure things out, but yeah, I mean, so an engine that I would have liked to seen more of, I don't know, Fox Engine probably would have been the first thing to come to mind. I think that is a good one to call out, just because it was used in the Metal Gear games, and then was it used in the Winning 11 games?
Yes, hell no, brother. That shit ruined that game. That shit destroyed. That game was already dwindling. Yeah, that shit was dwindling, but it kind of killed that game because it was just.
There was a time when that was by far the best soccer series. And
it was number one. FIFA had nothing to do, but then FIFA got really good and PES got really bad. So
all right, then.
That happened.
All right, let's do this. Next pop is from Simon, Saskatchewan. Will your Golf Week have Eugene Levy's The Wacky World of Miniature Golf? If not, your Golf Week is incomplete. It's a must Mike and Bacalar playthrough. Now, that's a CDI game, I believe, Jeff. What's the state of CDI emulation these days?
We are good to go for that, I believe. I have this on the list. I might have tested it. If not, I will. But I've definitely tested CDI emulation recently, and that was working. So we'll get into this.
Wow.
I have a list. I have a long list. We'll maybe have a situation where I pick a couple that we're definitely going to do, and then maybe we can have a community vote for a couple of more to see which ones we pull in there.
I just picked up something that's going to go into the Miss slot or the Blight Club slot, actually. It could go in either because it's made with an engine used for our current Blight Club game, and it also employs a lot of FMV. It's Pebble Beach Golf Links for the Sega Saturn. That's the one that has that golfer constantly showing up, the one that they called the Walrus back in the day.
Yeah.
And he is constantly giving you tips. And it's Craig Stadler. So that's one with a lot of Craig Stadler complimenting your shot or telling you blew it and all this kind of stuff. I kind of love it.
It's a powerful golfer name, Craig Stadler.
Yeah, it is. He's like, most golfers back then, I think a lot of them looked like Craig Stadler. Then like Tiger Woods came in and everybody was shamed into getting into shape. But before that, we had Craig Stadlers. Next, I forgot again. Next one is Saskatchewan. To not take food off your families, I suggest only one outfit for co-op week, and only Backlar should wear it. I'm sure he'd love it and not complain. That's a great idea.
That's it. I think that's it. I think someone nailed it. I can't wait.
Yep. Then Simon, one more here, says, Mike, ever play Lufia 2 for SNES? Interesting JRPG. No, I never played any of the Lufia games. I think at least one of the Lufias is just on NS. So maybe I'm making that up. I don't know. I would like to try Lufia at some point. I have Lunar though, and I thought I would play that at some point by now, and I'm like, not really finding a window for that bad boy at the moment.
I always confuse Lufia and Lunar. They kind of occupy the same spot in my head.
Yeah, Lufia, SNES, Lunar was sick.
Yeah.
Joshua Benetow says, or Beneteau?
Yeah,
Rhymes with Bo? Beneteau, yeah. I could play Galaxy 2, Wind Waker, try Princess or Prime 2 or 3 on Wii U right now, but if any comes to Switch, I'll buy them day one. What's wrong with me? I mean, I want stuff on my Switch.
Yeah,
I get it.
We're suckers, but also it's the thing we're using. So I stand with you, Joshua Beneteau.
Kitty Catman says, hey there, fellas. Hope yesterday's event, no comment, didn't keep you all from remembering 9/11 today. P. Ness. I will say,
I'm doing 9/11.
I will say that I was like just sitting here and I was like, I need a beef and cheddar today. So I was like, I skeeted. It's a beef and cheddar today. I said it's a beef and cheddar day, and I'm not gonna lie. I know I'm not supposed to forget, but I forgot what else today was when I skeeted.
9/11 will be proud to know it's also a beef and cheddar day.
Yeah, it's doubling up. Postman Dan says, hey guys, I finally got my Glorbo shirt. Oh, we did do that. Now I can educate the people of the legends that brought him to World of Warcraft in 1994.
I'm proud of that Glorbo design. It's just it looks sharp.
Proud.
I need to get one for myself. Still, Postman Dan. I'm glad you got it.
Oh, Greg says, Mike,
you should put that on the Jam Bomb store. Like,
sure. At this point, you can't put a Glorbo joke on the store at this point. That wouldn't make any sense. But I'm glad it's still on our store.
Greg says, Mike, what game do you think will shadow drop at the Direct? Jeff, why is Mike wrong, and why is he a bad person for getting our hopes up? I don't think many indies are gonna want to, unless like Nintendo's gonna make them, because like you said you would. You can't get out. Metroid Prime 2, please.
I mean, that's
gonna happen.
Impossible. I hope so.
It's gonna happen. Like that game could come out tomorrow, which. It's like, I gotta play Silksongers, boy. I want to play Metroid Prime 2. So that's, I think it's, I'm not saying it's incredibly likely, but it's the most likely of anything that's remotely knowable, right? They can also just be like, here's some game you haven't heard of before, and it's shadow dropped, sure.
Right, good job.
Or they could be like Mario 40, like the Mario 35 thing, like that. Those things are usually shadow dropped.
That's also possible. Man, that would stink if the Mario anniversary thing was just here. We took it off the shelves, so here's Super Mario 3D All-Stars back again. I'd be pretty mad about that.
It could be like one of the things, like, hey, that was stupid how that wasn't a forever game. You can buy that again. You have our permission. Right. But yeah.
I would accept that. You did you skip this Cody Bishop one?
Sure did. Cody Bishop says, wow, Blue looks like Star Fox 64 Reborn. Nostalgic, stylish, and up for a wish list on Steam. The trailer shows off some serious love.
I think, did I get this one? Wild Blue.
That's the thing. There have been a few Star Fox inspired ones. And,
this is a newer one. Okay.
Yeah, this one does look pretty special. It even has animal people.
Yeah.
And I do think the animal people
That's key.
Are an important component. It certainly looks like it plays like Star Fox 64.
Tell you what, at this point, I want one of these. It can look like this, but instead of animal people, it is animal Muppets, and it's just like ripping off what Nintendo did with that one E3 where they had the Muppets and Star Fox and all that stuff.
Sure, but we better actually get that Felt That boxing game, by the way. That better not be some weird thing we see a trailer for once and
it comes out
it's not
7 years from now. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be out this year, right?
Was it? I don't remember.
I saw it. I think I saw it on like Game Informer's 2025 list as a to be announced for this year, and I just assumed they knew what they were talking about. But who knows?
God, I just said that was summer, Jeff, and I'm like, it's still summer.
It's still
That's
summer.
Right. Busy summer. El Grug says, Mike, what? Oh, that's the one I read. Super Blastex says, I mentioned having a Toku podcast last week. Chose Super Hyper podcast. We talk each week about the latest Sentai and Rider apps. New episode dropped yesterday. Thank you, love you.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Check it out. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last night, a little Toku talk. Last night I was streaming, and then my friend was in the chat, so I'm like, I'm gonna show you a little bit of this thing I'm watching, and I watched a whole episode Kamen Rider, and I was like, oh, I'm watching this too, and then I watched a whole episode Ogaro, so I had to nuke the VOD on that one. That she's just addicting, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, I wanna check out the pod for sure. Thank you.
Chris Pratt says, please be excited for the Super Mario Galaxy movie. I remember the days of me on the GameCube playing that game and shaking that remote to spin. Memory. Thanks, Chris Pratt. We're all looking forward to it.
So nostalgic, Mr. Pratt.
Pig Booty Judy says, OMG, I can shrimp.
Good for you.
Thank you, Find their rental for joining Lincoln tier. Antonioni says, I loved the NSO online playtest, and I hope it gets announced tomorrow.
Yeah.
I listened to the OST weekly. It's like, I even got to play that thing now, and I still forget it exists like all the time. Like, I guess they could finally talk about that like a real video game, maybe.
Right, they've done 2 tests now. It's like you would assume the next time we're hearing about that thing, could be tomorrow, could be any other time, would be to say it's coming out, or they never talk about it again, one or the other.
It could be. I
doubt it. It has a full soundtrack ready to go. It's crazy.
There's a lot. There's a lot to that game. I know we can't talk about it, but there's a lot to that game. That's gonna be a video game.
Yep.
David Lado says, Abadoobe. Fergus says, hey, Mike, thoughts on Midnight? Looking forward to housing or anything else announced. I play WoW like a cozy game, so the new expansion is a dream for me. Jeff, have you ever played WoW or an MMO? Jeff has never.
No real MMO, no.
I'm looking forward to it. I wish, I don't have a ton of time for MMOs these days. So yeah, I want to see what their housing system is like. I like the idea of where it's set, Cloflos kind of like being a more real city. That's like always been a really cool looking zone that you never really have much of a reason to actually go to. So I like that we're doing that. Yeah, I like that there's going to be a new spec for the Demon Hunters. I want to try that out. Yeah, I think it looks pretty promising. Cool name for an expansion, too. I think Midnight. That's provocative.
Yeah, Midnight's a good word.
Yeah. Snorlax, he says, Silksong, Bonanza, Clear Obscure, throw them all away. The real game of the year comes out on Halloween, and our 2 favorite boomers will show their true natures. Mina. Man, yeah, I kind of forgot about Mina the Hollower.
Yep, I mean, I'll be ready to go for it, though, by then. If it was this week, that'd be bad. But Halloween, I can get ready for that.
Drumkid92 says, what can we do about Nintendo's lawyers? Every work, there's some more BS they're pulling, and it feels more aggressive than ever. Are we just screwed? Yeah, I don't want to be like, I can't do anything. I don't know what we can do about that. I guess we can continue to call them out for being weird. I don't know how much they care.
Yeah, these lawyers are working at, in the United States for a subsidiary of Nintendo, and they're like so far removed from the people that might like want to do something about that feedback, maybe. But of course, how much does Japan even care about this stuff, about our feedback and our criticisms? Probably not at all. And they're just like, man, we're getting paid a lot of money to be here and figure things out for Nintendo, so we're just going to work constantly doing crazy stuff. And it's going to be hard to stop. I don't know.
Epic Open World says, PC Gamer here. Yes, Unreal Engine 5 is a problem, but as Digital Foundry likes to point out, players just think they can run new games at uncapped frame rates on old hardware. It isn't the 360 era anymore, folks.
Sure.
Sure. Although that was an era I wouldn't necessarily highlight for its great frame rates either necessarily.
Yeah. When I get stuttering on the 5080, I get a little frustrated.
Right. That's what I am saying. Like, that's why people are saying it's Steam reviews. I don't know, but there are people saying I have a 5090 and I'm having some issues still. Right. So I don't know. I'm sure time and money is part of it. I'm sure if everybody got just 3-6 more months to work on this stuff, it could get tightened up a bit more. I don't know. Hey, I don't really know that much about making video games. I had to give people some grace there, but it's it's been a little frustrating just seeing how heavy so many games have been lately.
Yep.
Because Fortnite runs so good. What are they doing there? Fortnite doesn't.
Fortnite would be extremely optimized, but also it is made to run on the PS4. Like that's what it did. It came out on the PS4 first, so it's like intrinsically hamstrung deliberately to make sure it can continue to run on there. So they're not adding anything that would break that. Everyone else is like trying to take advantage of Unreal Engine's capabilities on this new hardware, and then the scope gets out of control, and the optimization tools don't seem to be there to kind of fix that for them. So they have to kind of go in there themselves. And I don't know, it doesn't seem like a lot of people have that expertise to do that.
To me, it's crazy that Epic doesn't go and like proactively go to like the Borderlands people and it's like, hey, this is how our shit works. You can make it run like this, and it will look awesome. Epic is so fucking weird about that.
Yep, it's odd.
I know I was doing some PC gaming. Now I'm trying to remember, like, was PC gaming just really that good with frame rates in that 360 era? I guess it was pretty good, huh? Were we just on capping everything? Well, yes,
that would have been around the time when the 980 and the 1080 were coming out, and that 1080 Ti, ooh baby. But honestly, that whole generation of NVIDIA GPUs especially was really good compared to anything else.
Prices,
and the prices.
We're forgetting that today I'm fucking thousands of dollars you put on.
Yeah, we've had a decade straight of price increases every generation from them. Yeah, for real.
So yeah, people feel more entitled to those higher frame rate than 10 years ago.
Well, I'm glad we're spending more money for worse products.
Capitalism, maybe. Let's go.
Sludge Rhino says everyone's talking about Alarmo Go-Go. I wish they'd Alarmo Go-Go to the polls. Parentheses, loud incorrect buzzer noise.
Thank you.
Alarmo Go-Go is Jan's dream, everybody. I believe that it can still happen. I believe.
What's Alarmo Go-Go?
It's, you know what it is. It's Jan, and we're to talk about the Nintendo Direct and what his prediction could be. It's the watch. He's back on the watch.
Oh, I did see the game this morning. He's on the watch again?
Yeah, it's bad, man. I think you should talk to him.
That watch. They're not going to announce. They're not going to.
I don't have
put out other new hardware.
I don't have
got too much writing on this watch. Yeah, I don't want to like shatter his dreams.
I think it's got to be you. I think you got to talk to him, man.
What does he think he's going to do on this watch?
I don't know. Maybe he doesn't even like Pokemon anymore.
What is he gonna do? What Up Manga says, what an ironic full circle moment for Metroid Prime 4 getting revealed at the Nintendo Spotlight E3 2017 and now probably getting its release date at the first general direct for Switch 2. Yeah, it is wild. Just, to me it's a bit of a reset when like that game got reintroduced. But yeah, this game was announced in 2017. So 8 years, which both is a long time, but also not unheard of in this industry sometimes for video games. It does happen, but it is a very long time. I will be super ecstatic to get that one, though.
Not a lot of times that we've like just had a company come out and say, we're restarting development. That happens, but we don't hear about it very frequently. So I think that has made this feel especially long.
I'm super glad they did that, right? Like, we
Yeah, no complaints for me, really.
It's not like Microsoft being like, we canceled that Perfect Dark game we talked about a lot.
Yep.
Are we going to try again? No.
We're just not.
Are we going to let somebody else publish the game? No. So, this was preferable.
God, that's so annoying because it was like 2K, Take-Two, or whatever was like, we'll make this game. And Microsoft's great because we don't want it. And they're like, but we just need the IP. No, we want it. It's like, what the fuck?
Clearly you don't.
You don't.
Clearly you spent game. You spent like 5 years hyping me up for Perfect. I don't even like Perfect Dark, and I got excited because you wanted me to. So I bought in. I was like, okay, I'll get excited just so you can fucking cancel the game anyways. It was fucking annoying, and I'm mad about it.
So stupid.
Eat shit. That's it for the super chats. Thank you, everybody. If you want to send any more of them, we will read them before the end of the show.
Looking forward to it. Get those in. In the meantime, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We're going to do the Mount Rushmore of video game buggies. We'll be right back after this. All right. It's time. Oh, why do I look like a giant? I need to fix that. We
just
are
want me to
going
look
to do.
short again. I get it.
No, I can. There we go. There, I think that's only fair. Mount Rushmore of video game bugs. We are going to, and this is insects, little buggy guys. Mike, what do you? This was your idea. What are you thinking here?
Yeah, like bugs, bug adjacent things. I don't know if somebody's gonna be like bees aren't bugs technically. I don't know. Spiders, whatever. But yeah, I think there's quite a few fun, notable ones, and I think Hollow Knight being all about bugs is kind of one of the more interesting things about to me. It has some great bug characters. So yeah, I guess I'm curious what we would do if we had to only pick 4 of the video game bugs.
Yeah, I mean, should we just get the Vessel and Hornet on there right now?
Yeah, I guess it's interesting because right, so you have is that even what they call him? Because like in Hollow Knight 1, what's that? He's kind of a unnamed character.
He's called the Vessel apparently.
Knight.
Called the
I thought it was called the Knight.
I think sometimes he's called the Knight. He's not the Hollow Knight. That's
Right.
somebody else.
What? Okay, I'll look it up. I was gonna say what is a Hollow Knight, but because I still don't know. I'm playing Silk Song. I still don't know.
Actually, don't. If you want to play Hollow Knight ever, I don't know if you should. Actually.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well. Okay.
Doesn't matter. Well, yeah, don't look it up.
So I got Vessel and the Hornet, or the Vessel and Hornet up there.
Actually, you know what? I think the Knight is the more used name.
Okay, sure.
We go with the Knight.
Yeah, everybody calls it the Knight.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that better. I think the Vessel sounds stupid.
I agree. And then I think you do get Buck Bumble in there. I do think of him
Buck Bumble,
surprisingly early, right? Is Buck Bumble what Descent like? Is that a Forsaken 64 like?
No, it's much more like a what are those Genesis helicopter games? Desert Strike.
Desert Strike, Jungle Strike,
Yeah, it's like
Urban
it's like
Strike.
a 3D Desert Strike, but where you play as a bee instead.
Yeah, Buckety Bumble.
Yes, the biggity
Got
Buck
a great
Bumble.
song. That's got to go on NSO. Like, if we're gonna get, I want more of that tier of N64 game. Like, I'm glad we got Forsaken 64. I'm glad we're getting Glover supposedly, but you gotta get Buck Bumble on there as well.
All right, I am trying to figure out. So, like, there probably is some of the Pokemon now. What is the most ideal or most famous bug type Pokemon? Is it just Beedrill?
I was trying to think about this, Jeff, because there's a bunch. Who's the most iconic one? For me, it would be Caterpie, honestly.
Caterpie, yeah, that's probably Caterpie.
That's the first Pokemon Ash ever caught was a Caterpie. It was a big emotional deal when it, first they evolved to a Metapod, and Metapods are funny, and then it evolved into Butterfree, and he had to let the Butterfree go. I forget why, it was kind of stupid, but he let the Butterfree go, and he cried.
Oh, shit.
Sad.
Oh shit!
Isn't
that a Goku though?
No, Pokemon are from video games first. Okay,
yeah, but you use an anime reference though.
But he got cool later. That's fine. If I was talking about like Mothra from Godzilla, that would be. Unfortunately, Baxter Stockman is a Goku. Sadly, because I love Baxter Stockman a lot. Scyther is a very cool one. Like, part of me is like, oh, Scyther is so freaking neat.
Scyther's very cool. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we do Caterpie and Scyther. We got the
Sure.
I don't know. Yeah. There you go.
Okay, Mike, I have a question. Are parasites bugs?
Yes.
Maybe. Let's hear. What are you thinking?
No,
what are
I
you
need a
thinking?
yes or no.
I refuse.
You motherfucker. Say yes so I can say then put Metroids on the list. Metroids are bugs now.
I don't think Metroids are bugs.
I know, that's why I tried to trick you.
They remind me more of like bacteria. They're aliens,
Yeah,
like
it's
weird alien
aliens.
things. It's not bugs.
They're aliens. That's right.
It was a good try.
Thanks.
Chef, you should got rubbed, Chef.
No, it's fair. I knew what was going to happen there. Okay, then what else do we have? Oh, those the Skulltulas, the skull spiders Skulltulas, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, if you want to. I got a hot one.
Great endorsement.
Well, look, you're not gonna make it. What do you want me to tell you? Because I got one. I got one. I was gonna say it with a dumper. Just a big fat stinging dumper of a bug.
Okay.
It's QB from Darkstalkers. Have you seen
Oh
QB?
wow, okay.
Yeah.
Is that
Fucking the Gunnar Squad shows
is it
fucking logged in. Everybody-
Q-BEE?
Yep, that's right.
Of course.
Darkstalkers knew what was up.
Let me take a look here. Wow, that's a thorax, baby.
Yeah, right?
That stinger goes all the way to the ground. Holy moly.
Actually, also a pretty fun character. I like playing. as
Actually, it
QB.
looks pretty cool. Okay, that's a strong contender there. God, I'm trying to think of. I'm like thinking of like big insect bosses, and like even that, like Goma, like not really. No.
Well, if there's a big one we're getting here, and Jan will kill us if we don't remember.
Yeah.
Mr. Mosquito.
Oh, that's good.
Right.
That's good. Yeah, that's good, Mr. Mosquito.
Hmm.
Okay.
I know we're playing fast and loose with the term bug. Do you count Earthworm Jim as like?
I
kind of
mean,
this?
No, let's just not do
No.
it. Yeah.
Let's just not
Let's just
do
not.
it.
No.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal
What
with that
about-
guy.
What a princess? What's her name? No one else cares. What was she? She was some kind of bug lady.
Well, how
Princess, what's her name?
Princess?
is
What's her name? Okay.
An insectoid is what it says. She's also hot. I don't think the kids know about Princess What's Her Name anymore though.
No, who does? What about any of the characters from Bug Fables?
There are some good characters from that. I just, unfortunately, that game doesn't have a ton of penetration, which is
Right.
important for the Mount
Mike can't play
Rushmore.
a game that doesn't have penetration.
What
What about the ant species from Jet Force Gemini?
Oh, what the fodder?
Yes.
Cannon fodder
The
from
cannon
that
fodder
game.
enemies, yes.
Like it's form of the Halo grunts
What-
before we had Halo grunts.
What about the giant alien insectoid invaders from Earth Defense Force that just fall apart like?
Just the bugs, yeah, just the aliens from Earth Defense Force. It's kind of non-specific, and that's gonna hurt them, but they are pretty good.
Those just big bugs. They're not like
They are
this
just-
is
they're
the
just
big
big bugs.
ants.
Oh, okay. This is a Sonic. There's a Sonic character who's a bug that we're forgetting about here.
Oh.
Charmy B.
Oh, Charmy B. Okay. Kind
Not
of
like- I don't-
like looking at him.
Yeah, not my favorite. Even in terms of the Chaotix team,
Right.
probably my least favorite member.
He's a low
It's-
tier Chaotix member. Yeah.
It's weird how much this bee still looks like Sonic the Hedgehog, actually. They still have the same head.
Oh yeah. Yar from Yar's Revenge. Maybe.
Is Yar a bug?
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Yeah, I don't know if B Mario counts. That's a kind of a neat pool, everyone. What do you think, Jeff? Does Mario turn into an actual bee, or does he just take on some of the qualities of a bee?
I think
You think he wanna be?
it would show a lot of growth for us as podcasters to not include Mario on just one Mount Rushmore. Just for once. So maybe not.
Just-
Let's not do it.
Yeah, that's a good point, Jeff. That is important growth there.
Well, here's what we have so far. The Knight, Hornet, Buck Bumble, Caterpie, Scyther, Skulltula, QB, Mr. Mosquito, Big Bugs from Earth Defense Force, and Charmy B. Jason Vanelli saying Centipede from the game Centipede.
Oh shit! Actually,
Yeah.
actually, huh?
Because that would be
Right.
because there's Millipede as well, but I would go Centipede first.
Well, Millipede's just the sequel to Centipede, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah, I'm just saying there's another bug,
Yeah.
but Centipede obviously would be the one you go with there.
Like, who's the characters? Is it just that bug from the picture?
I guess that's the problem. Is there just isn't like a lot
All right.
to those.
The player controls the small insect-like creature called the Bug Blaster. Now, Wikipedia, I wish you could clarify: is it insect-like or an insect?
Yeah, well, I mean, is it just this character on the side of the or on the side of the cabinet?
I'll look up. I want to just Google Bug Blaster, but I feel like I'm going to get a bunch of weird-looking like bug
Oh.
spray products,
Oh.
pest controls.
Wiggler.
Oh, Wiggler. What about that growth we were just talking about, Jeff?
But it's Wiggler Wednesday. Come on.
Look. I don't think we need to include Wiggler. He
Yeah,
doesn't have a soul. He's
Doesn't
one of
he,
the.
doesn't he wear shoes? That's weird.
He does
the-
wear shoes.
Yeah, for the audio listeners, when Chef read chat, his eyes like light up, like
He was so
I get
excited.
so happy anytime I remember Wiggler Wednesday. you know
Just
me.
right after that whole thing about Mario Grip.
I'm trying to like. I want to include Centipede, but is that just the name of the game? Is there a centipede in the game?
Well, the bugs kind of like connect to each other when they attack,
right?
you.
It's just that, it's oh, you know what? I'm putting it's there. It's there. I think that's
Just put centipede.
It feels like a George Washington, maybe even.
Do Zergs count? I mean, they're bugs. Do they enter the list? The Zergs from
Zergs? Oh,
yeah.
They're aliens also. I mean, bug-like creatures that, like, I don't know. Because that's just that they're just doing the thing from Starship Destroyer or Starship Troopers in that game, right? The bugs there.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the Zerg, I guess, but I don't know.
Are
Plus,
Pikmin
again, like,
or any Pikmin enemies bugs? That's interesting.
They're bug adjacent. You
know what?
And the problem is, it's a little bit rough when it's just the concept of Pikmin or the concept of the Zerg, and it's not, here's this bespoke character. Oh, I forgot about Bug Snacks.
Yeah, what was this? That Bugger Bumburger? Can't remember his name.
Burger, yeah. Gosh, they all had fun names.
Yeah,
Bunger.
Bunger.
I don't like bung. Yeah, it sounds like some cornholio shit there. I need teepee for my bung.
Come and get your bunger.
That's a pretty
and we have from Matt Buck Bumble, Barf Specklehead, Mr. Mosquito. Oh, dude, Sherma's a bug from Tommy Pencils.
Yeah, I know, but it's not Best Bugs, unfortunately. It is Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Sherma is too good to be on a Mount Rushmore.
Tommy Pencils, I just started watching Detroiters, and I understand the name, your reference in your name now. It's very good. Zool does have Happy Wiggler Wednesday. Ali Miracle has QB. Okay. Villain Mac has Missing No. Was Missing No a bug type? Oh, it's a bug. I get it. Jesus Christ.
You know what? I went the same place. I was like, maybe it is bug type. I don't know what Missing No's Pokemon type is.
Yeah. What is this honeycomb motherfucker from Mega
that's
Man?
Hornet Man, I believe was his name. That was a Mega Man 9 guy. Or was it 10? He had a cool ability because like his bees would just grab items for you. He was kind of busted. He was good. Yeah, I think.
What is this one? Is this like?
That's the spider lady from.
Shelob. Mike, we could put a sexy lady on there.
Sorry, Shelob's a Goku. Even though the sexy Shelob was new, it's still a bit of a Goku. Yeah. Also, Hornet Man. Yeah, and that was Mega Man 9 for sure.
Oh, this is a Goku here.
This is Baxter Stockman. It's the Goku I am the saddest about for sure. Yep. I love Baxter Stockman. Just a great character.
Did you like that new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that had him in there? That was so good, wasn't it? It was a
great movie. Yeah, that was definitely the best since those original ones.
We didn't even bring up Bug, right?
I played this game like a week ago. I love Bug, and I forgot about Bug for this. Yeah, look, I like Bug. I still even like that game, even though it's so weird. I know it was like an early Sega Saturn game, but even then, we were still getting CD games that were like, no saves and no passwords. Beat this CD game in one go. Just feels bizarre to me. I'm going to go ahead and say that I bet most people don't know about Bug.
I think that's probably right. Bug is definitely like the game that plays the most what I thought N64 Mario games were going to be like before we ever saw anything from Mario 64. It was like, it'll be like, you can go into the background. It's like, nope.
Right.
They just made an entire new genre.
They really did just do like a 2D platformer with the Z-axis. I think it's fun for that. Yeah. I like that. It's not just that he's a bug movie star is the gimmick. He's making movies the whole time.
What was that?
Like when you get your superpower, you get the stunt bug and he comes in and he just destroys everyone.
Interesting.
It's weird.
Screaming Mad, it says Yoku from Yoku's Island Express. That's not a bad one. I'll include that.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
I like that. I like how happy Yoku is.
Yes, me too. Rad Roaches from Fallout says Uncharted Wolf.
Not bad.
Wormsworth, Brilliant Worm from Balan Wonderworld. Are you get out of here, Golden Wonderworld?
Get the hell out of here. Get out of here.
Bugs Bunny from Bugs Bunny's Birthday Blowout. That's from Ezipsis, Mike.
I was like, what the
They
fuck
got jokes, Mike. They got jokes.
They're like the Transformers wiki. They got jokes.
Mike, what are these?
These are Nerubians. They were first in Warcraft 3 Frozen Throne expansion. They're a race. Remember how I said I'd like to be a mole man? They're kind of the mole men of the Warcraft world. But they're Nerubians are pretty cool. Yeah, I like Nerubians.
What is the JD Camp one? Is that Scyther in Pokemon, and the Pokemon Dota ripoff?
That's not a Scyther. That's a different Pokemon that I don't recognize as much. I gotta be honest. Okay. I don't know this Pokemon.
Is that how you spell Mr. Mosquito for Mr. Mosquito? I didn't know that.
Really? It's with a Keeto?
Maybe that's a different region.
Gross.
Yar's Revenge. Yar's is good. Oh, what about this fucking guy? This spider.
Oh, shit!
Yeah.
The guy's. I always think that guy's name should be like Sneakers or something. Yeah. But he has it's the spider animal buddy from Donkey Kong Country 2. He always has a name. I'm like, oh, that's his name? Because we did earlier say, to be fair, we don't like how that other bug was wearing shoes.
Yeah, we did say that, but this one's pulling it off.
He is a very fun companion because he can shoot the webs, but he can then turn them into jumping platforms, right?
Right.
So that part of
find out his name.
Kix. Yeah, his name is Kix.
Oh, that's good.
We used to call shoes Kix also.
Right. That's something we did, yeah.
It is a little weird though, because like I expect it to have a double meaning, and there isn't one. Because that spider can't kick anybody.
Okay, let me fix this. All right, I've added Yoku and Kix. Do we need to add anyone else, Mike?
I think that's. I mean, I don't hate the idea of considering Yar from Yar's Revenge.
Oh, right, that's what I meant to do. Yeah. Okay.
I don't hate that makes sense to me.
Okay. Then
it's Squitter. It's not even Kix. It's not even Kix. That would make more sense. It's just Squitter. That's the name of that guy.
That's right. Yes, man. That's a bad name.
Yeah.
It
should be Kix.
Because it's trying to be like Spider. So is it Squider? No.
I think it's because he spits the webs, and I don't know if he's a Squitter.
He's a square. Yeah, he's a real nerdy guy. The Night Hornet, Buck Bumble, Caterpie, Scyther, Skulltula, QB, Mr. Mosquito, Big Bugs from Earth Defense Force, Charmy Bee, Centipede, Squitter, Yoku, and Yar. All right.
Well, man, we have a lot to work with here.
Yeah, we do. More than I was expecting.
This is exciting stuff.
Should we choose Hornet or the Night, or are we doing both?
Yeah, I don't think you can do both. There's only 4. And look, I mean, I love the Night. I think that Hornet is a more interesting player character. She is a bespoke character.
Yeah.
And also, it's not like she's like, I know her game is new, but she was a prominent character in the first game also, and was already very popular there. So I think you just do Hornet. I mean, I bet
Hornet's great.
I can already tell you, like 10 years from now, it's all said and done, people are going to overall have more warm feelings for Hornet than the Knight.
I think that's right, and I count me in that camp. Hornet is very cool. Like her a lot.
Great character. Great character.
Is Buck Bumble just a meme?
It's a really good meme.
Okay, that won me over. That's all it took.
Yeah, it's a very good. Now, I don't know why in my mind Buck Bumble and Mr. Mosquito are occupying similar spaces.
No, they play similarly, and they're from the same generation, right? So are they? No, it's Mr. Mosquito PS2. I can't remember.
PS2, but it's same. Yeah, I know what you mean though. Yeah. So they're both kind of memes. The Mr. Mosquito game is better than Buck Bumble.
Yeah, it's more fun and more entertaining. And
we might have to consider how many bees we're going to do, because there might be some other bees that are going to make it. There aren't any other mosquitoes. We don't want to be. I'm just going to say it. We don't want to be racist.
I think I would just go with Mr. Mosquito no matter what. Actually.
Yeah.
Trying to connect. Okay, it's not working. Interesting. I might have to just type
that's fine.
Again. It's just not working at all. Okay, I'm gonna
Google Docs. Well, we know we want to put Mr. Mosquito over.
Yeah,
you can talk it out when you figure that out.
Cool. I think it's just gonna break on me. It's trying to connect again. We'll see. All right. We'll keep talking it out. All right. So Mr. Mosquito. Who are you thinking for a George Washington? We don't always need one necessarily, but would that be like Yar or Centipede or something like that?
Right. If we did, it would be Yar or Centipede, right? And I think maybe Centipede is even the better one.
Yeah.
Again, it hurts that it's like a very popular game, and it is in fact bug themed, but it's not like we got a character from that thing like a Pac-Man or even like a Dig Dug, right? Or a Mario, right? It's like Centipede, the game, is more important than the fact that it has bugs.
Yeah. It's tough there. I think I lean towards Centipede. Well, I don't know.
If any.
Yeah. I like both quite a bit. So let's just consider those two. We'll come back to those two. That would still, if we pick one of those and we have Mr. Mosquito and Hornet, we still have one spot left. What are you thinking for that? You seem to suggest there would be another B on the list.
Well, there's a couple. I mean, we could. I don't know about Charmy. I think Charmy's a little cooked. I'll be honest.
Okay.
Not good enough. QB's pretty attractive though.
Yeah, I like QB a lot.
I like QB. Now, here's the thing though. I think there should be a Pokemon. I think we should have a Pokemon on there.
I think it's probably Caterpie.
I could see Caterpie or Scyther. So if you like, I don't know if I feel strongly. If you feel strongly about it,
I think that they're pretty close. I think it's pretty even, but everyone had a Caterpie, right? Because it's the first one you get in the game, basically, as well.
Yeah, that's kind of why they did it in that anime.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people were. Yeah, you go to the Viridian Forest or whatever, and you just catch them immediately. It's usually your first Pokemon that evolves. The Pokemon's designed to evolve at a very, very early level. So yeah, I could see Caterpie for sure.
All right, so we have Hornet, Mr. Mosquito, Caterpie, and then either Centipede or Yar. Remind me where you stood on this?
Centipede for sure, if it's between those.
I think that's right. I lean towards Centipede as well. That is very much like Yar from Yars is it's a surprisingly cool game, and I like it quite a bit. But Centipede was part of like this wave of arcade enthusiasm that kind of surpasses what Yars ever did. Okay, our Mount Rushmore of video game bugs is...
Well, wait a second. We have to talk about QB. We want to move anybody for QB?
Okay, I thought we were talking about we put Okay, that's what happened. We kind of like skirted around there. Listen, yeah, I guess, but what are we taking off?
Is it okay, just because there aren't any women on the real Mount Rushmore doesn't mean that we have to be just as misogynistic over here.
You don't know that Caterpie's not female. You don't know that Centipede's not female. Come on. Mr.
Actually,
Mosquito could be a lady.
Female? What am I talking about? Okay,
also,
look, I'll just
75% is ladies.
Let me just ask you. Do you want Centipede or do you want QB in?
I mean, honestly, I think Centipede is looks better, looks more correct there. But QB is cool. I like that character a lot.
You know what hurts QB a bit? It's like they never gave her crossover love, right? That was a problem Capcom in general. It's like, oh, we need a crossover character from Darkstalkers. How have you heard of Morrigan and Felicia? That's what you got. I think there was one game where we got that dude.
So was my search history.
Yeah. Have you got the all right. I guess QB doesn't make it. Yeah, it's fair.
I'm sorry, Mike.
Bad news for the Gooners.
Bad news. The
you know what? It's 9/11 for the Gooners.
Yeah, it's okay. They still have their horse girl game. We can't take that away from them.
Oh shit! That reminds me. I gotta get the bomb 12 taken care of tonight. All right. Mount Rushmore video game bugs is Hornet, Mr. Mosquito, Caterpie, and Centipede. Mike, I think we did good work here.
I think that was an important thing we just did. Yeah,
absolutely.
I liked it.
All right. Let me post this onto Blue Sky. Go ahead and let people tell us what they think. Actually, you know what? Let me get the...
I need to vote in the Bomb 12 real quick.
All right. That is posted. We're going to take one more break. We'll come back, talk about what we've been playing, clean up any super chats, and then we'll get out of here for the night. We'll be right back. We're back. Let's wrap this show up with Mike. What have you been playing?
We've both been playing Hollow Knight. I talked about that a bit. I did just beat Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater right before we went live, actually. So finished my playthrough.
How long did that take you?
About 14 hours in game,
okay.
I think it says. Yeah, which seems about right. I mean, it's funny. Like a lot of that, of course, there's a good amount of cutscenes towards the end of the game. Not Metal Gear Solid 4 levels or anything like that, but yeah. But yeah, I did really enjoy that. It is a little weird, the 1-to-1 remake-ness of it, because there are still so many things about the game that are PS2-y, just especially the way, the voice acting, the character animations, even though all the character models look great, the way characters kind of move and animate is still sort of we have to exaggerate the animations because the graphics aren't that good. Well, now the movements are exaggerated and the graphics are very good. That's all relatively minor stuff, though. That game plays really well. The quality of life stuff is nice. Some of it does make the game easier, like being able to crouch, sneak, being able to, aim down your sights and move around. It's not as bad as, say, the Twin Snakes, including first-person aiming, which kind of just broke Metal Gear Solid 1, actually. So yeah, this is just, probably the best way to play this game now. If I ever kind of feel that need, I probably will just go back to this instead of booting up the original, which, this is like maybe the fourth time I played through this game now, Jeff. And there's even though it was this new shiny coat of paint, and I like this game a lot, it's one of my favorites, I was a bit like, yeah, I have done this before, and I'm still enjoying myself. I don't know how many more reps I have in me in the immediate future with Snake Eater.
Right, yeah. I bet you play that game at least a couple more times before you die. Is that a fun thing to think about?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Oh, I think about that. Yeah, I was thinking about Red Dead Redemptions. We were talking about that. It's like, I might play a Red Dead Redemption 5 in my lifetime, but like a 6, I don't know.
Right, yeah, we'll see. I used to be like, man, that GameCube's going to come out, and I'll be graduated from high school. That's crazy. And now fucking 2 kids later.
Look at us now.
Look at us
But yeah,
now.
I don't mean to really sound like down it is. I thought, it was a very well done remake. I want more of them, for sure. I want them to remake 2 and 1 in this kind of spirit and style. Absolutely. I would love to see them remake Metal Gear 1, remake Metal Gear 2, which is a chance for them to have a good amount of creative and mechanical freedom, while still not maybe upsetting the Kojima diehards who are like, how dare you make a game without Kojima? So you see, I just pronounced his name 2 ways because I'm not sure which one it is in the same sentence. Yeah, whatever it takes.
I've done that move a bunch of times. Yeah, I mean, that's just inherent to Metal Gear Solid Delta, though, right? Where, like, that thing about you are focusing on the negatives, because it is still, where it's good for the most part, other than the quality of life stuff, it's the same game it's always been, so it's kind of hard to talk about. It's very easy to notice the things that don't quite work anymore.
Yeah, like, the whole time, I would often ask myself, would I like this more if it was a Resident Evil style remake? And I'm not sure. It would have definitely been a bigger gamble, like, literally in that sense. Like, that might have paid off, but it very well may not have. I think this was the safer thing to do, which makes it sound like I'm calling them cowards or something. I think it was maybe the right, safer thing to do.
I'm still mostly Silk Song. There's a couple other things I'll talk about. I just checked. I'm 13 hours and 40 minutes in. Just gotten to Act 2. I got that time is mostly accurate. It didn't feel like 13 hours and 40 minutes. It flew by. But I guess I have been playing it a lot, like when I have an opportunity, kind of just like any moment I get. And it's like just fully working for me. I just think they've kind of nailed everything. Like, I get frustrated with it sometimes, but it's always just like, this analog stick is a little bit difficult for this platformer, and I can't use the D-pad with these Joy-Cons because I have to bend my thumb down. When I play I did plug into the TV and use the Pro controller. Boy, that's nice. That's a good way to play that game.
Yeah, but that feels good.
It feels real good. Using the D-pad on there, yeah, let's go. But yeah, I'm surprised at just how refined and well put together this game is. Am I still going to feel that way after another 17-ish hours, however long it takes to beat this game? We'll see. But so far, so good. They really kind of they get it. It's a fun character to move around, and it is one of those ones where, like, yeah, the advice going around right now to people who are having trouble with it about take your time, play more patiently. I think Jason Schreier said play the game to not get hit, not to like do as much damage as possible. If you focus on just moving the character around to avoid damage, you'll quickly discover the patterns for these bosses, if it's the bosses that are causing you trouble. There's still going to be instances where outside of the Last Judge, Mike, there was a optional room where it was like a pretty hefty kind of mid-sized boss. Not even really a boss, just kind of a stronger character, and then a stronger flying enemy at the same time. And it's like that a lot of times. That's reminded me a lot of like a Dark Souls game. Yeah, it's like that. That's one where it's just that could be frustrating because it's so hard to predict their movements when there's two of them. But that's a fun challenge as well. The fact that it's optional, I kind of went back over and over and really tried it. So for me, like for these standard bosses, I think if you just kind of stick it out and you really recognize that there is definitely a pattern here, you can learn it. Like I was saying when we were getting started, by the end, I was like no hitting Last Judge on the runs that I was doing, or getting no hits taken against me, because it's just you learn it so well, and that's a good feeling. So yeah, pretty good video
Absolutely.
game.
Yeah. I'm kind of pretty deep into Act 2 right now. And, it is neat just how much the game does open up at that point where, sometimes I am spending some time just kind of like poking around. Like, I know that there's an area over here I probably haven't done. What's this? And you go somewhere and you find some big upgrade, and now so much of the map has opened up, and you go over there and use that upgrade. Now I'm like, okay, now I'm like really aiming somewhere important. Maybe sometimes there's somewhere that's big, but also not quote unquote important to that main path, but still is interesting. Yeah, I am just continuing to love it. I think the game feels really good. I've even really fought a boss somehow the last couple of nights of just running around and exploring, which is wild because the game has 40 of them,
bosses,
right?
yeah.
Somehow I haven't fought a boss in a moment. But yeah, I haven't minded. I've just been really enjoying that process of just poking around.
Is it just 2x or is there 3x? Do we know?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Me neither.
Spoilers on that. So
Yep.
I forget if Hollow Knight even had an act structure, if it worked the same way. I don't know. I mean, I could see it could just be 2 acts, and that second act is gigantic. So we'll see.
Yep, interesting. Beyond that, I did try Hell Is Us today and last night. I played some of that on Giant Bomb with Backlar kind of over my shoulder, and we were talking about it. And it's an interesting game. Do you know much about Hell Is Us?
I mean, it seems to I just not really. Even though people keep talking about it, even watch people play it. It's an action game. I get that.
Yeah, that's the thing. It presents as an action game, but it's actually maybe even more of an adventure game. The top review on Steam was pretty interesting. They're like, this game has combat. The combat is the thing you do on your way to the next place where you are discovering new information. There's this whole it's called datums. You get datums as you are talking to people or finding files, finding paperwork in the world, and they contain little tidbits of information, and that fills out your web of information about your investigation that you're doing. And at the start of the game, at least, that's about finding out what happened to your parents. And so the game is this investigation sequence, and then you go run from one place to another, you find monsters, and then it kind of is a very, very, very light Souls-like in that combat situation. And I'm into it. You got a little drone on your shoulder. It is the combat's fun enough. And I was beginning to piece together kind of where I was supposed to be going. I found a map. The game starts, I should point this out. One of the first things you see in the game when you boot it up is a splash screen that says, we're not going to tell you shit. We're not going to tell you what you should be doing. We're not going to tell you where to be going. There's not going to be a waypoint. You have to figure out everything out on your own. And kind of knowing that, it is okay, let me see if I can learn the game's language. How is it going to try to convey information for me? And it's, still pretty straightforward. I'm supposed to go find out what's going on with this convoy of the military folk. And where are they? I don't know. Well, I talked to someone. I found a scrap paper that had a map, and it just kind of drew where I needed to go. And I could add that map to my quick items, bring it up and look at it whenever I want, and kind of orienteer myself, because it's not going to show me where I am on the map, but I can use my compass, I can use the roads, and I can use this map to figure out where I am. We did that. And it's okay, so I think I just keep following this road up there. It took me to where I was supposed to go. I found a new character, and I've now progressed this investigation. And it's interesting. It's very cool, and I can see why so many people are into it. I'm not sure if it's doing the thing where it's when I heard about this, it's figure out everything on your own. Is it going to be kind of Breath of the Wild? Is it going to be me being able to try all these different ideas? I don't know if it's that so much as there is a mystery there, and it's up to me to sort of figure out what's going on. And I've enjoyed games like that as well. But yeah, I don't know. This one's just right on the border of winning me over, and I'm going to give it a few more hours and see if it pushes me over to the edge there, and we'll see.
You think I'd like it?
I think, yeah. I think if you got, it depends on how you feel about the tone. It is a little bit spooky sci-fi, a little oppressive.
'Tis the season.
Yeah. So I think there's a chance that if you enjoy that, then the adventure game element of this, I think you would be into, and I think you'd be pretty good at it too. So yeah, there's a chance you would like that. All right, Mike, that's it for me though. Anything else from you?
Yeah, I had to say, I'm sorry for dunning you. You were right. Mods are bad. This Diablo 1 mod is actually
can't believe
kind
we're
of
back here.
bullshit. Yeah, this Beelzebub mod thing from GOG. The problem is that the mod's kind of I think they are forthcoming about what it really is.
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, look, it's an HD upgrade into some UI stuff, and I like all that. Then they add all this cut content, some of that's okay. They just make the game harder. And I'm like, me, I'm a little paranoid. Like, I gotta be a good gamer or else nobody will like me.
Mhm.
So I'm like, why am I having so much trouble with this?
Paranoid.
Why am I getting mad at this video game? So I was looking it up, and it is absolutely, they make the game much harder. And that is not something that they advertise on the page for this mod. They talk about all the cut content. They talk about the UI stuff. They talk about the 4Ks, all those Ks. They don't talk about how much more. Here's the incredible thing, even. And Chad, if you were watching me play this game last night, you even know this. Is that, like, you go to fight Diablo. So I scratch and claw to get to where Diablo is. And I go and fight, like, one of the 4 lieutenant things. And it took like 90 minutes just to clear out the room where this guy is. I get to the first of his lieutenants. He just immediately spawns 20 enemies. He touches me once and I die. Well, what do I fucking do? But here's the crazy thing. And I talked to Decker Kane. He's like, I know you tried your best, but Diablo got the full power. I was like, what does that mean? Turns out that this mod actually starts a 1-hour countdown timer as soon as you reach that floor Diablo's on. If you don't clear it out and kill the 4 lieutenants and then get to Diablo before that, he just becomes super powered and unbeatable. So even if I did scratch and claw my way through those 4 assholes and got to Diablo, I would not have been able to win. So what I have to do now is grind, I think, just a ton. Now, yes, I know I say I like grinding, and that's the mindset I am going to put to this.
Mike's sowing. Oh, yeah, hell yeah. Mike reaping. Oh, what the hell is this?
Okay, so I'm just going to go and grind, but I even just started up the original Diablo 1 executable on GOG, and I'm probably like, I should just play this. But it's not even so much the HD, but there are so many UI improvements in this mod, mostly just making it look more like Diablo 2. Like in original Diablo 1, you don't even see the enemy's health, right? You can't just hold down the click attack button, you have to click it each time. So stuff like that, I'm glad that I have. But I think this Beelzebub mod is overreaching. Maybe it's a mod specifically for Diablo sickos that have played that game a bunch of times. I guess I just wish it was presented to me as much, a little bit more. It's probably not even their fault. It's my fault. I'm the fool. I just kind of assumed what the mod was, and it's not that, and now I'm struggling, and I'm mad. I'm big mad, Jeff. The thing is bullshit. I played Diablo. I know how to Diablo. What am I supposed to do? I just walk into a room and die.
Sounds to me, Jeff. This is
Yeah, I know. Skill issue. Ha ha ha. Skill issue. I know.
I knew this was the one. I'm not going to poke this bear trap here.
What did you call me?
This is why you got to take ownership of your mods, Mike. You got to go find them for yourself. Free range mods, not none of this one install GOG baby bumper bowling bullshit.
I think you're right. I think I baby bumpered it, except it had the opposite effect. Baby bumpers are supposed to make things easier.
You got a woke mod. This is your own fault.
The mod seems anti-woke.
Honestly, yeah.
But I was literally looking online for help and just grind. And part of me is boy, when I level up in this game and in this mod, it doesn't really seem like it matters that much. It doesn't.
It's but that's you're just grind. That's everything you're doing in Diablo is just grinding for the most part. Yeah.
I know, but usually I have fun when I'm doing it.
But if their answer is grind even more, it's but I've been grinding. That's the game. Yeah,
we'll see. I'll get to the other side of it.
I guarantee that there are mods out there for what you want. You probably just have to put them in the install folder yourself. I would officially not recommend the Beelzebub mod for your first time playing Diablo 1. How does Diablo's just all sprites, right? I bet that looks good. I bet it looks nice. I like the way Diablo looks.
The original, not the mod version?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it looks a little fuzzy, right? But I still like the way it looks just fine. I mean, again, I like the way the Beelzebub mod looks ton. I think because they do just kind of high-resify those assets, it looks great. And the UI stuff, some of the quality of life stuff is fantastic. But even when they add cut content, it's kind of changing the flavor of the game. Like in Diablo 1, when you fight the Butcher, the most iconic enemy in the game aside from Diablo, you open some room, he comes out, he says his line, you fight him. And now it's like, just because it was cut content, you have to like use a town portal in there and teleport to his realm and clear out a room, and then you fight him. I'm like, okay, yeah, exactly, Dougman. Maybe this was cut for a reason. Maybe there's reasons that some of this stuff was cut. But if you're a Diablo super fan, maybe it's just interesting to finally see it re-implemented. But that's just not what I wanted out of it. So my bad.
There's an app on Steam called Shader Glass. This is this is not for you, Mike. This is me kind of talking it out.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's just because when we talk about older games and I'm like, oh, I want a CRT or whatever, you're like, oh no, I like the raw pixels. For me, I'm like, I was thinking about Diablo. I'm like, I could play that, and then Shader Glass is like this lens, like a virtual lens you could put over your windows and in Windows to make it look like it's being played through a CRT with like all of the warping that you get from like a curved screen and all that stuff. I'm like, I bet that it'd be nice to like see Diablo that way, because I'm not, for as much as I'm like into getting CRTs and stuff like that, I'm not going to spend $1,700 on a really good CRT monitor. Because some people have done that and it sounds and looks amazing, but I'm just not going to spend that money, so I'll just fake it with something like this instead.
Makes sense.
Excuse me. All right, that do it, Mike?
That'll do, pig.
That'll do. 3 off there. All right, well, let's do the super chats then.
All right, more of those. All righty here. Where did we leave off? We got One Up Mango says, why don't I? No, we said that one. Bander SN says, the bug from Beetle Adventure Racing. That's funny.
That's a good one.
That's a car.
I like that.
And a Goku.
They got the Volkswagen Bug, right? They would call it. Yeah, right. That's the name.
Yeah.
It's
Part of me's not even sure. Was it ever officially called the Bug, or is that always just a nickname?
That's what I'm asking. Like, was it just a nickname? Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know now. Glitch says, will Sony ever have a showcase again?
Yeah, I think so. What like metrics they use to decide when they're going to do one or not? I mean, obviously it's like they have to have a bunch of big announcements. I think they'll do one again, but I don't think they'll ever go back to doing one every year.
Next up is from Dean Bowling says, I love this bug podcast. Thank you.
Me too.
We enjoyed it. Weezeman says, Mike, play the game Bad Cheese on Monday.
That's that mouse game that I thought was the other Steamboat Willie like shooter game. This is the one I was confused about. This one's another one of those, and the mouse kind of looks fucked up.
Yeah, we'll see. Because I think the Mist slot is not going to be doing Mist for a little bit here, so that we can do some other stuff there, like some spooky FMV games. Like this Monday, we may be taking some time to just work on our tech stuff a little bit. Right, so,
right.
But yeah, I'll have to look at Bad Cheese. Postman Dan says, just you wait, tomorrow we get Nintendo Classic CDI. That would be incredible. How many years do you think it takes? We talked about how like they're healed from the Virtual Boy wound. How long do you think it takes before Nintendo ever makes a joke about CDI Zelda games? Do you think ever?
I mean, I think there's a 5% chance a reference shows up in the next Smash Brothers game, but it's never going to be higher than 5%, and that's the only place that they would make that reference. I don't think anywhere else they would ever joke about that. No.
Jason Finelli says, what's the plan for dealing with Dan Reichert when Metroid Prime 4 gets a January 23rd, 2026 release date? I mean, you just got to let him have it at that point.
He earned it. Like, I mean, that Dan luck came through, right? Yeah.
Yeah. That was the funniest thing ever, where like we were doing our fantasy draft. He just forgot that they said that game was coming out this year. Like, he forgot that they talked about it recently. I think in his mind it was still the vaporware it had been forever.
And we were just they had just talked about it basically like a couple weeks earlier. And the entire time, we're all just like, is he serious? And we're all just no-selling it. And then finally he does it, and we're all like, what were you thinking?
B Mario says, hey, what the hell is up with this list, man? Hey, this was growth on our part, B Mario.
Yeah, B Mario, come on. You know where we are. We really butter our bread, all right? You're still number one in our heart.
You mean honey our bread?
Honey our bread, of course.
There you go.
Yeah,
why is he presenting on his avatar? I don't understand.
Because he's doing his best QB impression.
Yeah, he's in heat. Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, that's all the super chats right now.
No, I didn't want to end the episode there. Did you see that Laser Active got an emulator finally? You know what the Laser Active is? the Laserdisc Sega thing. Well, I guess Sega's involved with it. I guess it's not right to call it a Sega thing, but
yeah,
because like Laserdisc is an analog technology for as insane as that is, or whatever that means. It's not just digital. It's got analog elements to it. And someone was able to like reverse engineer that and make it work in an emulator. That's pretty wild stuff.
I played Dragon's Lair on the Laser Active.
Yeah, I'm like, we should do a Laser Active stream and see if we can do this.
Okay.
All right, Mike. I think with all that out of the way, we can hit the button, get out of here, right?
But we gotta get ready for a direct tomorrow, man. Gotta get bright up and bright and early. How do the morning people say it?
We have to get up.
Is it like 11 a.m.
and early? No, it's
not 11 a.m. It's at 9
for us. Yeah.
Oh my god!
I know.
My apologies.
Thank you. Yes, that's all I needed to hear. Yeah, we're gonna be talking over the direct over on Giant Bomb, everybody. So if you're gonna be up, watch it with us. I bet it's gonna be a good time. Yeah, I'll be running that. 9 a.m. is not early, says Brad Lynch.
Yeah, everything. Look, I get it. Like, you can make fun of me when I talk about getting up at 11. 9 a.m. is early for some people. I get it. You all have kids or jobs getting up at 6 a.m. I understand.
I've been up for hours at that point, for sure. Yep.
How much? How much stuff do you get done before like Game S mornings? That's wild to me.
I mean, a fair amount, but it's like I'm usually like. I take the kids to school every day. That's my job.
Yeah, so that's a whole thing.
So that's a whole thing. But it's like a half an hour. I like to like mosey into the day at that point. So coffee, the news, I'll listen to NPR and stuff like that, and sort of just kind of like spool my brain up for the day.
So that's the thing. Like I went to sleep so much that I have planned it. So like when I get up and then I gotta get going. Right? It's like take Penny out, shower, then just here we go. We're at work.
Yep. Yeah, it's nice. During the summer, it's not like that. I definitely fall into much more of a let's get up and get going. It's time to do the day now because I stayed up way too late playing video games or whatever. But it's nice. Anything else you would tell people about? There's the new 90s Disney, right?
New 90s Disney about Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular. We had a lot of fun with that. So make sure you listen. We did have new Blight Club yesterday, or virtual highlight. We didn't talk about all the Acclaim news today, Jeff.
I know we missed it. Oh no!
Right.
Oh boy!
Holy shit, we blew it.
I had that for the Game S mornings where I was like, I will talk about this. I'm like, what am I even gonna say about any of these games? I got nothing.
We ain't got nothing on that. So yeah, Acclaim's back. Good for them.
Sure. Good luck. I do not begrudge them trying to make video games. Thanks for watching, everybody. Catch you next time. Goodbye.
Somebody just posted what IGN's website looked like on September 12th, 2001, and it is insane. There's this picture of Flycat Mario in front of the two towers with American flag in the background. It just says, prayers. The title, Mario prays for America.
That can't be real.
Look, I don't know. I let it believe.
I need to see this.
We're mid. Make sure you get a good screenshot of this ball. What the hell is this thing?